Okay, in this video, I'm going to demonstrate the roll rudiments from the PAS standard rudiments. I'll put a link to their website in the description, but you can print off or view the rudiments on their website. Now, the first one is the single stroke roll. Now, in my opinion, this doesn't have a lot of practical use on the snare drum. Now, the point of a roll, I mean, besides being like interesting for like practicing technique, in terms of playing music, the point of a roll is to have sustained sound. Now, on an instrument like the snare drum, where the sustain of the instrument is so short, you can't really get a lot of sustained sound just from playing single strokes. You can to a degree, but that's difficult. It's a lot easier to play double strokes. However, on an instrument like this drum here, where the sustain is really long, or a cymbal, then it's really practical. If I was going to play a roll on this floor tom, it'd be better to use a single stroke roll, in my opinion. There's also a lot less, I guess that the head's not as tight, so I don't have as much rebound as I do on this. In a rock tune I played recently with a band, I wanted some rolls on cymbals and on these two toms split, so I was just doing basically a single stroke roll. Worked great. Never even crossed my mind to try a double stroke roll, especially when splitting my hands between two different drums like that. So anyways, there's the single stroke roll. Next is the multiple bounce roll. I'm going to skip that in this video because I did a whole different video dedicated just to multiple bounce roll. Then there's the triple stroke roll. Again, I don't know how much practical application this has for playing music. It's a good exercise though. It's a good exercise in finesse and flow, so it's useful just for that, if nothing else. Next is the double stroke open roll. Just sounds like this. So I can get the same sound there that I could do in the single stroke roll, where I was having to like play really fast, and this is just a lot easier. So this is what I would use if I wanted that sound on the snare drum, and I can play it faster. When you're practicing, you can often try to accent the second note in that double stroke. And that can help it be nice and beefy and even when you speed up. I have a separate video on my channel that I can put a link to where I'm playing that in the open, closed, open style, which is from slow to fast to slow, if you want to see what that's like. All right, so moving on. The 5-stroke roll sounds like this. And it's called the 5-stroke roll because when you play it like this with these sort of open strokes, you get exactly five notes. You hit the drum 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all of the roll rudiments after this that have a number associated with them, 5-stroke roll, 7-stroke roll, 9-stroke roll, they're so named because that's how many strokes you're getting from them. Now this one is easy to, instead of playing it sort of in a duple meter like I'm doing right now, duple, you can tripletize it. And you can do that with several of these. It's a useful way to practice it and think of it, and that is very practical for applying it to music. So then we have the 6-stroke roll, sounds like this. The 7-stroke roll sounds like this. A 9-stroke roll sounds like this. That one switches hands nice and easily. Then we've got 10-stroke roll. Kind of funny, it's written like that with 2 accents at the end. I don't think you have to do that all the time, but that's how it's written. Then we've got 11-stroke roll. Just like the 10 one, but you're getting, instead of one of those accents at the end, you just make it a double stroke. Then we've got 13-stroke roll. Next is 15-stroke roll. And then last is the 17-stroke roll. Now, one last thought is that for each of these, it would be okay, instead of getting an exact number of strokes, it would be okay to get buzzes, to use the multiple bounce buzz technique. So for instance, like with the 5-stroke roll, instead of getting exactly 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I could play a sort of buzz, buzz, and then a release. And from all the musicians I've played with, other percussionists, including college professors and whatnot, everyone would still consider that a 5-stroke roll, just a closed 5-stroke roll instead of an open 5-stroke roll, which is what you would call this. So, if nothing else, it gives you a good way to communicate to others what you're doing. I'm playing a 9-stroke roll that's closed, or I'm playing a closed 7-stroke roll. And mostly, I did a lot of that for orchestral music on the snare drum. But that's just one opinion, that's one way I've seen it done. As they're written, I'm getting the exact number of strokes, and that's it for this video. Thanks.